Good morning, all. Sorry, but we're starting late today. I'm exhausted. I really am. I'm tired. So I had to get up. I had to get a shower. I had to wake up. For those that know what time it is, it's coffee time. Thank you for coming to the coffee club. This is the official Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. If you guys have not purchased one yet, please do so. It supports this channel, it supports me, and it is the #1 seller on the merch site, as many of you know. So we love drinking our cup of joe out of the official Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club mug. Anyways, good morning, all. Many of you guys were here with me last night, right? I'm not going to reiterate. That was it was very good. I have to say that interview was amazing, that we were able to acquire, and it was very telling. And for me to, show it again is going to be rough. So I don't want to sit here for another hour and a half and listen to it. I just don't. So you got to remember, I already had to listen to it, to prepare it, to bring it to you guys. And the weird thing was, I noticed those photos that were taken were very clear, clean photos. And I'm not sure why they came out so pixely when the final product was done. That wasn't this, but the only thing I did was stretch them out to cover, so they can stretch. I think that may have been what degraded the photo. I'm not sure. I have to look into that. So that doesn't happen again in the future. I'd rather put like 15 photos of the same photo in than stretching the photo out to do the video or the audio rather. So good morning, people. So we've had a lot of breaking news this week. We've had a lot of breaking news. By the way, happy Friday, all. TGIF. TGIF. I am so thankful. Today is Friday. Please remember, we are not having coffee club tomorrow or Sunday. I'm going out of town. Well, not really out of town. We're going to still be in Florida, but it's going to be in the Panhandle for a rally, a political rally. Well, not really political rally. I can't call it a political rally because it's to support the truckers. But we will be there. So I'm not going to be around. And I don't bring political stuff to this channel. I just, I want to make sure it stays focused on. Occasionally, we'll talk politics, but it's usually in reference to changes that need to be made for our children or policies that need to be made for victims, and what we need to do, because at the end of the day you can't make changes to certain aspects, especially when it comes to law, without going a political rally route. So we just want to make sure that that's clarified. Do we talk about political stuff? In some senses we do, even with the changes that I'd like to see made for the alphabet soup of child protective services and child welfare services. Those changes can't happen without the help of politicians. So, and not just politicians, but politicians from every single state. So try to advocate, because we have a wide net of people that see this show, and I can guarantee we probably have a few people in each state that watch this show. I don't know if I have somebody in Alaska, and I know I have people in Canada, but they don't count. I mean, they count, but they don't count for the United States. Voting in the United States. Maybe some do. I don't know. But at any rate, I haven't seen anybody from Alaska yet. So I'd like to see somebody that comes by and visits from Alaska. And that is a beautiful state. I wish I had an opportunity to visit. My father had an opportunity to visit. He told me a couple things. One, the mosquitoes were sizes of rats. And, obviously they get 6 months of light. But the fish, he went there for a fishing excursion, and the fishing was amazing. So I'm always been, and my best friend, she was in Anchorage, Alaska. She was a military family. I grew up with her for many years. We were, frick, frack, and frazzle. It was me, my sister, and our friend. And anyways, good morning, all. Good morning. So, we haven't been able to cover a whole lot of some of the stuff because our conversations go on. So at some point I've got to, kind of wrap up and move on with the day, because many of I do a lot of research, and, that's real work, and I can't be on, lives doing all this research and trying to, dig in and, it just doesn't work that way. So, the better part of my day is spent to research and, the real behind the scenes work, to run this channel and have information. So good morning, Anissa. Good morning, Mizzy, Vanessa, Nashville. Nice to see you guys. So it's and then we got a Venice Richardson. So it's nice. Karen's always here. You're such a wonderful gal. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bernice, a Gramsci Life, LS, Jovi. Make sure I'm not missing Jackie. Hey. PTSD. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Love the name. Hi, Elizabeth. Let me make sure I said hi to everybody. Florida girl in the house. Okay, it looks like everybody that has chatted. I know we have more people in here watching than the people that have chatted. So good morning, everyone. We used to start out the coffee club, in the colder weather. We were asking, what the temperature was, what time of the day it is, and things of that nature. We kind of got away from that as things started warming up. But I hear it's high 7 to life. Miss Meadows, nice to see you. And I hear that some places are still pretty chilly. Some places are still pretty chilly out there. So love to hear, where you're at. Love to hear where you're at, what the temperature is, what time it is. It's Friday. Let's have a little fun. We've had so much seriousness this week, a lot of painful reality, a lot of mixed emotions. And, I try to keep it light here. We like to be serious, but we realize that, we need to mix it up. We just can't be good morning, Cheryl. Good morning. Don't worry, be happy. Love the name. Exactly. Love it. Rocking it out. Don't worry, be happy. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. A lot of people, when there was a lot of conflict going on, I'm hoping that conflict has settled down. Let me see what we got going on here. As conflict settled down, there was a lot of things that were going on, honestly, that kind of worried me. And it wasn't anything disrespectful for all those people that did lose the wrenches. It was nothing disrespectful to you at all. That was not the intention of it. What had happened is, things were popping off, and I had to protect the channel. And so I literally removed everybody's wrench except I think like 4 or 5, to be honest with you. I'm happy to give those back. But when people started, wow, we're kind of blurry. Are we blurry this morning? What in the world's going on here? What in the world is going on here? Why are we so blurry? Let's just see if we got something going on here. My word. It's not that blurry on this end. I don't understand it. Wow. All right, so let me see if I can go back out and come back in. Hold on, I'll be right back. Just bear with me. I didn't realize I was that blurry. Anyways, I was trying to give you your wrench back. That's what I was coming in here to do, and I turned. It was wrench. Okay. Oh, that's in the wrong. Yeah, I've got to make sure that the channel is taken care of. Okay, guys, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump out of here and I'll come back in and hopefully it fixes the camera. I'm sorry. I had no idea I was this blurry. So give me just a few moments, okay? I am back, but let me just see if I still am blurry on this thing. Oh, much better. Yeah, we can agree. Still a little blurry. It's not the same as what I've got on my camera, but it looks a lot better. Let me know if that looks a lot better. Every time I check. God, my face is just blurry. My face is just blurry. I don't get it. It might be the internet. It might be the internet. So I apologize about that. You guys got to let me know if I'm blurry. Let me see if it's a camera setting. Hold on just a second. Because this is a new. Remember, this is the new computer. So let me see if. Well, it only appears they only have one. Okay, so let's go to advanced options. Resolution. I bet you that's it. Let's see if that works. We change the resolution. Let me go back out and come back. We do. Still blurry. All right, let me go back out and come back in and see if we can fix this. I'll put this over on the other screen. Sorry, guys, I got to be able. All right, so I got to be able to, make sure that things are functioning well. So at least this looks a little better. Sorry about that, guys, but it is a new computer, so I got to make sure the settings are great, are good, and I sometimes have to do it while I'm on the phone or while I'm on the computer with you. So it looks like it's much better. So much better. Okay, perfect. Still not the quality I'd prefer, but it's not the quality I see in here that's being sent out there. So I don't know what's up with that, but at least it's better. I'm wondering if I've been blurry for a couple days because it was in that 480, whatever, the 480, and I just changed it to 720 because this camera should be putting out 720 on this MacBook Pro. I'm not sure why it's not 1080, but it's not. It's not. I'd much rather have, how about 4G or 4K, 4K res, as Olivia said, says. Anyways, sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to pull this up. Many of you guys may have seen this. Many of you guys may have not. And again, for those that are just joining, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I know that some people are kind of working their way back around. I want to tell each and every one of you that I do love you and I appreciate your support. The pulling of the wrenches was nothing personal against you. You have to understand that there were people that have infiltrated, that had infiltrated and were deleting and blocking legitimate viewers. And I didn't know who it was and could not see who it was. And I had to pull all the wrenches except for the ones that I trusted. And then, of course, many people just kind of, probably didn't want to deal with all the drama that was associated with all of that. And, just kind of stayed away for the last 30 days or so. You guys are starting to come back around. So it's great to see you. But that's the reason why. It was not to punish you in any way. I'm not that petty. But it was to protect the channel. And I hope anybody that's out there understands that. Oh, okay. So, but it's good to see all of you, and good morning again. Good morning. So we're going to go in. Many of you guys may have already seen this. Quite frankly, I don't even know who this creator is. I've never seen her before, but one of my mods had sent this to me, and so we are here watching this. This is related to Candace, but I really want to see what's being said. Now, mind you, I'm watching this for the first time. I had some bits and pieces of it yesterday. I think it was yesterday morning, maybe, but it wasn't as clear of a copy. And it was, am I blurry again? Okay. Well, then it might just be the internet. It's got to be just the internet. There's nothing I can do about that. Maybe because I'm running too many things off my internet. I've got 3 computers, well, 2 computers and a cell phone running. So let me see. And I can't really power down. So I don't know. It's got to be the internet. Let me see what internet I'm on. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I need to know these things. I should have 5G. Well, this is what I'll do. As soon as I'm done here today, I will pull the plugs on all my equipment here and plug it back in to reset it. I did have some technical service out here, and maybe it just needs to be reset. No worries. So I apologize for the blurriness. Hopefully tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, but Monday, it'll be a much better streaming experience. Let me see if I can put this on my cell phone. Maybe that might help. Anyways, I'll deal with it all later. I don't want you guys having to be here and deal with me dealing with all these technical issues. We'll get it taken care of. So let me go ahead and pull this in. We're going to watch it together. Again, I haven't seen this. I mean, we probably have seen a little bit of it, but, together it's just not much. So let's just watch it. Let's move on. Long watcher. Let's see here. Do we have any questions here? I would say it's definitely the internet. Yeah. Take your cell phone off Wi-Fi. Let's do that and see if that might help. Yeah, I got everything all in close proximity to each other, so hopefully it does. I'll reset everything, but I'm not going to do it right now because I'll have to go down and it'll take 5 minutes to get back up. So you guys are going to deal with me being blurry. All right, so let's start this. We're all going to watch this together, and I'm going to mute myself so it doesn't echo. I think she's muted. Yeah, I don't know. Dang. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Hey. Yeah. Can you call Candace and tell her how to make mods? Man, fuck that bitch. Man, fuck her. Man, fuck Chris just text me all kind of shit. Asking me like that I downloaded Don's phone and that I've been accessing and recording the cameras. And then I asked for Don's birth certificate. I said, man, hold on, bro. You could have asked me.
Oh no.
And sorry, guys, for the audio. We're just trying to listen and watch. Again, this is something that I have not yet seen. We heard a little bit about it. We're going to hear some different stuff coming up shortly. Heavy whipped cream. So it's kind of funny because last night after we got off the live, for those that have not watched it, I recommend you going back and watching the video that I did last night. It was the live. It is quite long. I will tell you, it's quite long, but you're going to want to watch it to its entirety, because it's at the end. You start hearing some information coming up that was not readily known. He talks about his contract with Don Wells. And you will want to watch that. So after we're done with the live here today, I do recommend those in the chat that have not seen my live from last night, and why we started late, because I was up until well after midnight last night. And I recommend anybody that has not seen it. It is my interview with Benny Keys over the phone. And I do recommend everybody go and watch that video, that live. So
Mm-hmm. Man. She did? Oh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Oh, if you're watching, I fucking knew it. I am live because I created the situation for my notes, and now I'm like, I had to get on here and explain that this shit was for my notes. No, of course not.
So what I'm assuming he just said is he realized he's telling her, he's dishing out. So this is somebody that obviously BK trusts a lot, and she called him directly, and they must be friends, right? So at first he didn't realize that she was on live and that she was on speaker. And so, he's just going off because it's his friend. He's talking to her like, he was kind of, in my opinion, not set up, but I don't think she was expecting that there was some issues there. Obviously, he had not communicated with this gal yet. And anyways, he's like, oh, F Candace, they're trying to say that I'm in their cameras, that I'm asking for Don's birth certificate, that I'm trying to set them up, which we heard last night in that interview, some standard operating procedures for Benny Keys. And then, we're hearing this, and she immediately took him off speakerphone and put the phone up to her ear. If there was not so much background noise, we could hear his voice, but it's muffled and we can't make out the words. Good morning, everyone. And we can't make out the words. Recently aligned with BK, it's questionable. Yeah, so this must be the Penny. So must be the girl that he has the infatuation over, if that's who she is. He was kind of gushing over a Penny, and she is a beautiful lady. I mean, give her that. She is beautiful. I love her eyes. She's beautiful. Anyways, so we're hearing this, and so something is going on where he just told her a nugget of information that he personally knew, and she's like, I knew, y'all, I knew. And that's when Benny just realized she's on a live. And he must have just asked her, do you have me on speaker? And she said, oh, of course not. But she didn't tell him or let him know that, I had you on speaker at the beginning. Oh, the other computer just went down. So we're going to have to wait for that to come up. So give it just a second. I will get it back on. We will get it back up and running. So it just went down. So give me just a second. So you guys got me again. So we're going to listen to the rest of that in just a second when the other computer. Aren't we glad we got another computer? Thanks to all the angel donors and the donors that helped make the new computer, the Mac computer, possible. I was going to get the Apple phone this month. That was not possible because I was going to go with the iPhone 11 to save money and realized it's not 5G capable. So now I've got to go with a not a MacBook Pro, but an iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is almost twice the cost of the 11. So it pushed it out of the budget for this month, but hopefully with the love and support of the community, we will be able to make that possible next month. And again, if you guys love this channel, we are 100% viewer sponsored. And for the haters out there that run their own YouTube channel for profit, anybody that's monetized does this for profit. I have never lied or misrepresented the fact that this is my job. This is what I do. And this is not just the job, okay? It's not just coming live. It's the work behind the scenes that make these lives possible. It's the research. It's constantly having to, monitor Twitter and all the other social medias to get the information, to bring it to you guys and to digest it, make it palatable and explain it. That's the real work. That's what people don't understand. That truly is the real work. I'm going to have to mute myself because we're going to go through a womp, womp, womp while I set this up. I try to avoid it. By setting it all up before we get here, but it's going to be, just bear with me. I've got to put this on and then remove it. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can get it back up. All right. Back here. We are downloads.
Anything?
I think we're a few minutes in. I think we're about halfway through. We'll keep going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Oh, if you're watching, I fucking knew it. I am live because I created the situation from my notes, and now I'm like, I had to get on here and explain that this shit was from my notes. No, of course not. Come on now. Yeah, but you said it wasn't just that. Did you want to come up and just talk and just talk? Have you gone over the grandma interview yet? We can do that. You haven't? We can do that. Okay. Bye. God damn it.
Let's see what she has to say. She looks like she just heard something, right? She doesn't even know what to do with the information she just heard. I'm curious to find out what that is. Good morning, all that are coming in.
Guys.
Wow. She's speechless.
Thank you for becoming a member on the most awkward live of my lifetime, mind you.
I would say so. Let's hear what we have to say here.
Hi.
What's going on with you?
Man, this was so embarrassing. I'm so glad you told me that the thing was, oh my God.
Man, it's a lot of moving pieces. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah, but like for real though, I wouldn't have known that people were in chat unless you would have sent me that screenshot. Yeah,
I got nothing but love for you, baby.
I was so embarrassed.
Are you wearing your smoking robe?
My smoking robe. This is a shirt. Hold on.
Okay.
This is a shirt.
Oh, it looked like a robe, like a rose robe. I was like, look at her. She got her cigarette smoking robe on.
No, it's a shirt. Hold on.
I see it. I'm with you.
Oh, man.
You on your new computer?
No, like it's in the box in there. And I pulled it out of the box and I turned it on and it had all these different things on it. And I got scared. I just set it down and was like, because I got all my stuff set up on this one. Like,
let me change the title of this because this was supposed to be notes and this is, oh my God.
Candace, what now? Candace went live?
Yeah, she did. She did go live. And her chat was crazy. She had like 1,300 people in there.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that she made Rap a mod, so that's good.
Yeah, he's a solid dude. So I actually, I've had so many people that are like, Benny, what do you think about Miss Candace's interview? And I hadn't even touched it yet. Like I just haven't even touched it whatsoever.
I mean, I get that. I get it. I get why you wouldn't. But at the same time, you know, I haven't watched it on my own yet either. Where did I watch it? I watched it on Tiffany's. I watched it on Tiffany. And then I didn't go and watch it on my own. So what was it on? Was it WJHL? Do you know?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm going to kill it right there because we already know what was said on WJHL. Candace was scared to, she has no problem going on YouTube and talking everything with all the people that, you know, support her and don't hit her with hardball questions and things of that nature. But when it comes to going on a news organization that has been following the disappearance of her daughter, she doesn't want any part of it. She wants to give them a written statement and have her mom go and fight her battles for her. When some of the most damning information just came out about her, she refuses to go and address it like an adult would. She was just accused of, one, not cooperating in the investigation of the disappearance of her daughter, and lawyering up. And so what do? They call in WJHL. WJHL comes out to their property to interview him. Remember, when Don had his interview, when he was upset about his job, and again, didn't talk about Summer, talked about me. You know, again, here they have WJHL and they're talking about me. Where is Summer in their priorities of, you know, for these parents and grandparent for that matter, right? Where they're talking about themselves. They have a prime opportunity to say, you know, I mean, shoot, we have Anissa in here constantly putting us up information, 1-800-TBI-FIND. She's putting up the description of the missing. She's doing all this on here. You know, we're really advocating to try to find Summer. Do we, you know, at this point, we believe that the ending result is not going to be good. We try to hold out hope, but at the end of the day, you know, we knew something bad happened. We know that at this point, something is not going to shake out well. Well, I appreciate that, whoever you are. I do appreciate that. So as long, and people keep saying, and for that matter, White Rabbit, people keep saying that I block people in here. First of all, I don't block. I don't mind criticism. I don't mind opposing views. What I don't like is gaslighting, you know, being rude, you know, hijacking the channel over petty nonsense. You know, people can agree to disagree in here. And that's what I like to convey. If you want to be nice and play by the rules of this channel, you're free to have your conversations. You're free to have your opposing views. You're free to have your criticism as long as your criticism is respectful. You know, do we get it right the first time? Of course not. Are we perfect people? No one is. Especially not me. I'm one of those people that needs God in my life every day because I don't have it together all the time. I just don't. But, you know, at the end of the day, if we are all on the same page and all united on one position, such as finding Summer, I think that there is at least a foundation in which we can build on, whether or not we agree. You know, how we get to the ending result differs from person to person because we are not all the same. We are all unique. Even though that some of us may have more in common than others, we are still, you know, we're still individuals. We're still very much unique. And I think that comes to play. So, like this, I mean, Anise is constantly doing this. Why aren't they? Why isn't Candace doing this on her live? Why isn't Candace focusing instead of putting despicable videos of Summer and fire? And people are like, "Well, that was an old video." You're right, it was an old video, but why would you put something like that on a new channel after your daughter has disappeared? It's creepy. It gives people the wrong impression. She's talking on her live saying that Summer will always be with her as if she's gone, and that she's here, she's doing her so she can do her boys. People feel mixed about that language, but I personally understand it because I said, and I've said it in many conversations, you do you, I do me. So I kind of understand that. I don't think there was more nefariousness behind that, as some people may believe. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But that wasn't what I garnered out of that comment from her. But I did garner a lot from her comment of Summer will always be with me, as if she's in the past tense, as if she's in the afterlife. And then she says, Summer was my best friend. Again, she's been using those types of terminologies since the day that Summer disappeared. And that is what concerns me the most about everything. That is what concerns me the most about everything. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's the way it should be. And that's the way it should be. So I want to make sure that we clarify a lot of things. There's a lot of rumors and stuff out there. For example, everybody told me, and I'm not throwing Ernie under the bus by any stretch of the imagination. If he's got a problem, I want him to get help. If he needs help, I'm happy to be here, just like I am for anybody. Whether I like you or don't like you, if you ask for help, I will bend over backwards to help you. I might be a bitch, but I'm not a heartless bitch, right? So, and I realize I'm an acquired taste at times. I have a pop mouth, just so people don't misunderstand what I mean. So when when I'm gaslit, sometimes things just pop out, right? Some people are like that. Some people are more conservative. It's funny because, my counterpart, my teammate, Jonathan Lee Riches, he takes a lot of heat and he's able to stay cool as a cucumber, literally does not put emotion into it. I'm a female, females are a ball of emotion. So again, a different personality, and even Olivia is cool as a cucumber, but she's still a female and she still has emotion. So she can even get riled up, a little bit. So, it's personalities, and don't let personality differences affect the common goal that each of us have. But at the end of the day, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Aaron. But at the end of the day, this is justice for Summer Wells. This is not justice for Candace. This is not justice for Don Wells. This is not justice for Grandis. This is justice for Summer Wells. Something bad happened to that baby. Something bad happened to that baby. And as we heard last night in the interview that I had with Benny, he talked about, 150 children are abducted each year. Okay. As you know, 450 children are killed at the hands of their parents. So if we want to talk about statistics and probabilities, let's talk about whether we think, would it be more probable based on those statistics that Summer Wells was abducted, or that something happened, that something happened with her parent? We have to look at that. We have to look at that. So if only 150 children are abducted each year and 450 children die at the hands of their parents, the probability that Summer died at the hands of her parents or one of her parents is much greater than her being abducted. That's statistics. That's statistics. And as we come through here, and we start listening to all these things, now I believe that the dam is starting to show cracks. I believe there's some water coming out of those cracks. I believe that it's only a matter of time before that dam busts wide open and the floodgates open. It's a matter of time. We're starting to see law enforcement signaling. Okay, we're starting to see law enforcement signaling. Now, there's also another thing. Sorry, I'm going to have to, I'm working off two computers because this is the one that we got. So we're going to go over and look at the TBI Twitter page because they had a message that came out yesterday, I believe. Let's just see if I can get it pulled up here. I might have to pull it up on my phone. Hold on a second. Give me just a moment. Was that Robin? Did you see that? Send it through text message. I think you did. Let's just see. I think it was Robin. No, I think it might have been Anissa. Anissa, was it you this morning that sent it? Yeah. Okay, yes. So let's go ahead and pull this up. I'll get this over here. Okay, we're gonna.
Still searching for a young girl missing out of Hawkins County. Summer Wells disappeared in June 2021. She has since turned 6 years old. This week, search crews began combing through the Beach Creek area around her home. TBI Director David Roush spoke before lawmakers about the case. He says search crews are now using upgraded aviation equipment for surveillance with thermal imaging.
Typically, when we use this asset, we're either hunting for a missing child, a missing adult, or a fugitive. And so what it'll do, it will allow those on the ground to actually be able to see what the airplane sees.
A $74,000 reward is being offered for information leading to Summer. Anyone with credible information is asked to call the TBI.
There you have it. They're upgrading. That was on March 1st. So as many of you know, today's March 4th. So they were before, that was a news conference. They were in some kind of almost congressional type of chambers having those conversations about the aviations and stuff like that. So it sounds to me like there's some major players in this game right now related to, I shouldn't call it a game because it's not a game. I mean, this is a poor baby that has been missing for over 9 months now, So it's very sad. It's very sad. Do I think that this is going to end well? No, I don't. I really, truly do not think that this case is going to end well at all. I've had that feeling for quite some time. Many of you guys know. I am very vocal with my opinions, with my, when I do research and I formulate an opinion, it's based upon hours and hours. I mean, think about it. We've had 2 trips to this location, two trips. One that was a full fact-finding mission, totally fact-finding, going and previewing the area, going to the county, the county to get records. We had, deeds printed up for us to review those. We went to and got all the arrest records. We went over to dispatch, got all the incident cards on Ben Hill Road. We went to the city hall and got maps of the property. We truly looked at every aspect of this situation, including reaching out to people to ask them, what they knew. And we were able to get a lot of information back in December about this case. This was truly, everybody blew it up because they heard Bullhorn Betty was heading out there and they assumed we were going there to protest. Listen, protesting for me is the last ditch effort. Like you don't get anywhere. That is, typically we use that. And even with Don Wells at his job, if he had not lied, oh, thank you, Pixie. If he had not lied to us so much about meeting with us and wanting to discuss this, now, mind you, We weren't calling Don. I mean, we did call Don a few times, but Don called us. He kept calling us. And that tells me he was nervous about us being there. He was nervous that we were there, that we were sticking our nose into it. If we heard, I was on the lab, right? Never seen, I'm starting to branch out. Many of you know I don't watch YouTube that much, but a lot of my research is looking at other viewpoints and other people's information, primarily with all this breaking stuff. So I have been channel hopping, so to speak, right? I've been looking at other people. Some people said, look, Andrew, you just can't, you got to look at opposing views too. And, again, I do take constructive criticism. I take, people explaining things to me and talking to me like a human being. I do take constructive criticism. So I started looking at these other channels. Of course, the haters are like, oh, what are you doing bouncing from channel to channel? Right? It's like, come on, really? No matter what I do, somebody's going to say it's wrong. But and then if I don't do it, the same people would say I'm wrong. So no matter what I do, guess what? In some people's minds, I'm wrong, right? So it's just one of those games. Either way, I came across the Lab 2.0 or something like that. Great guy. Love his personality. I love a lot of people's personalities, even the ones that I don't agree with, that are, truly trying to help. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that's required. It's the help aspect in these cases. And so I was listening to him. He had Chris McDonough on, and it's like, we heard about, and then of course Duty Ron. You guys know I'm a fan of Duty Ron as well. And so I was on Duty Ron's page, and he had the Midwest EquiSearch Raider guy on, and I think his name's Dave Raider. I could be wrong about that. I apologize. I'm not familiar with this. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. And he had him on. And he was talking about his first experience with Don Wells, which wasn't good. It seemed like, and then you hop over to the Lab and you hear Chris McDonough kind of explaining his interaction with Don Wells and how Don, duck bobbed and weaved him whenever he went out there for the first time. And his wife, Candace, let McDonough come in and go down in that dungeon. I've called that. It was so funny because I've been calling that room a dungeon. The minute I saw the first video from Chris McDonough, I mean, it creeped me out. And to hear him refer to it as the same thing, and to see the true opinion that Chris McDonough had, and that was on, again, the Lab 2.0. He had an interview with Chris McDonough. Chris McDonough came on, I think it was just a couple days ago, and really gave his, and I recommend you guys go there and watch it. It was eye-opening. It was eye-opening for me. And if it was eye-opening for me, I believe it may be eye-opening for you all as well. So I do recommend it. Anyways, just hearing his initial conversation and his true opinion about what he saw was just a breath of fresh air, because on Chris McDonough's own YouTube channel, he keeps it very factual, very unbiased. He just tries to explain things for people to understand, which I totally respect. But then to actually hear his opinion, his true opinion about what he saw, that to me was priceless. It really was. It was priceless. And I was very appreciative, and I want to publicly say that to Chris McDonough. I was very appreciative of his, him kind of letting people know where he stood and how he felt about that. Because I have from the very beginning said what those Wells parents made their children live in, that filth, was disgusting, and in and of itself was neglect. And you heard that out of Chris McDonough's own mouth. You heard his opinions of what he was looking at and the horrible living conditions that he himself witnessed when he was there. And so it was definitely something that that I just watched and monitored, because some of this stuff, it's kind of crazy, because many of you guys know that I don't have, outside of my paralegal and discovery background, and discovery, for many of the people that don't know, is the evidence of the cases. So I was a senior discovery paralegal. I did a lot of training in my law firm that I worked for, but it was all related to acquiring evidence. So, you know, in a discovery, paralegal has to look at that evidence and formulate more production of documents, more interrogatories, and requests for admissions. Those are discovery tools that are utilized in cases, and like the interrogatories are under oath. So, you know, you look at this information and you prepare questions based upon what you have received in. So, just hearing, you know, so I do have a kind of evidence type of background and things of that nature, but I don't have a law enforcement background, right? I don't have that aspect. And so when I listen to, say, Chris McDonough or Duty Ron, and, you know, do I get it right the first time? Of course not. And I love listening to them, because even if I'm on the wrong trail, sometimes listening to differing viewpoints helps me adjust my way of thinking as well. And when I hear them, and I hear that, you know, we are all kind of all on the same page in respect to what we're seeing, it gives me that that ounce of satisfaction that, you know, what I'm feeling and what I'm looking at truly is what everybody else is feeling and looking at. So it's nice to hear that as well. So I do like that. I think Don has started speaking. That is why it's possible. You know what? And I hope he does. I mean, first of all, I hope him and Candace both start. One, for the sake of Summer, first and foremost. I want them to start talking because it's the right thing to do for their daughter. That's the first and foremost. The second reason I want them to start talking is because, like, the gig is up, man. The gig is up. Like, this has been dragging on for 9 months. It's only a matter of time. It really, truly is. And you know what? It's one of those things, you need to start saving your hide. You need to start, you know, asking for mercy and asking, you know, working with them so you get the least amount of time that you're looking at. I mean, what was done was wrong. And if it was truly an accident, why keep hiding it? Because, you know, the more and the longer this charade goes on, the worse it's going to be. I mean, it's already gone on for 9 months. You know, all the money that has been used, taxpayer money that has been used to look for Summer when the parents most likely know exactly what happened, that's going to play a key role in things. As you know, I mean, look at Bernie Madoff. I mean, you start screwing with people's money, you get more time than people that murder people, that actually do first-degree murder, you know, plan and execute somebody. So, you know, all these things are going to start factoring in their case, and it would make more sense, and it'd be smarter for Don and Candace at this point to start cooperating with law enforcement to have resolution to this, to be able to work out a plea deal, to be able to, you know, work something out so things aren't worse. I hear that, you know, Tennessee has the death penalty. I don't know if that's for second-degree murder as well. I'd have to think probably not. Do I think that they murdered it? I mean, I really don't know what happened, other than something bad happened the day Summer was with her mother and Hunter. Hunter had changes in his life, traumatic, life-altering changes that affected him so much so he was never the same again. And then you look at the other side of that, where Candace is showing PTSD type symptoms when she goes to a certain spot. That tells me something happened at that certain spot. Now, whether it was dry drowning or some other accident, like maybe they didn't realize she was sitting behind the truck and went to leave and ran her. I don't know. You know, I don't know. Something happened. That's what I know. Something happened. And based upon the information we were able to garner, something happened relative to that water hole, relative to that day and in and around the time that they were at the water hole. That's what we know. That's what we know. The how it all happened, it is up for speculation. We are using inferences to say that yes, she probably drowned, and that was based upon Hunter's comments to Chris McDonough, because what he described, and I will go through it. I'm going to have to. I know that Olivia's got it. We did it in Rogersville. So I'm going to see if I can get that video from her. And I really do kind of stop and explain what Hunter is saying. And again, we did this back in January. So this would be another thing that was recorded in January that we would be bringing to light to you guys here. So yeah. It might, people don't realize there's a lot of people that are in this. The children, their other children may have known something. Then we got, Hunter has been getting better and taking medication and starting to become his normal self again. Thank God. And again, the wake of victims in the Wells lives, they have so many victims, so many people they traumatized. It is truly, in my opinion, sick. It is truly sick. Well, I appreciate that. And guess what? Even if you were, you haven't been kicked out yet. So we appreciate you being respectful. We do. We do. I really do want to say that. I know. But my other thing is how could they actually, I guess they did, convince many people that nothing happened, that they're not responsible and stuff, but people that, in my opinion, that really kept to the facts of the case. And guys, I mean, I'm sorry, but there's no way. I'm telling you. I went out to this property. I looked at this property. I tried 1,000 times to see how it would be possible to abduct this child off this property. There is nothing worse for somebody to come and point the finger at the parents. And point the finger at the parents, which I have done. If I truly believe that this child was abducted. I mean, I'm not a stupid woman here, I'm not a stupid woman. And when I went and looked at that property and saw, it was almost like, you guys seen those old, not really ancient movies, but the ones where people were the swords and, they had like the cannons and stuff like that. And you had the castles with the moat around it, where you had to have the drawbridge that come down and stuff like that. That, I mean, that's a little, exaggeration of their property, but with that canal or stream or whatever that went around the property and the drop down into it, it was almost like they have that moat around their mountain because of that creek. And so you're looking at that, you're looking where this creek goes around this property, and it's wide. Even though it's shallow, it's not that deep. I give you that. It's not that deep, but there's still that drop. So you're talking about somebody snatching a child from a property where this person could not have known where this child was. I mean, mom didn't even know where this child was, right? I mean, she acknowledged she sent her in the house. The boy said she went down to the basement. When we talked to Allie, there was a couch that sat in front of that basement door, and that basement door stayed locked religiously. And the way it was explained was because, they party upstairs. When they put those kids in that room, they don't want them coming out, and they don't want them being able to sneak out that door to come up the stairs to find out where, what's going on in the upper part of the house, right? So that door stays locked and closed and secured. So where did the couch go, and how did the door get unlocked? Because there's no way a 5-year-old child could have done that. So those were a lot of the questions up front that they had. And you got to remember, Allie was just staying there before they had a fallout, was just staying there, practically living there, if you will. Had to call law enforcement to get her children off the property because Candace said she was going to blow her effing head off if she came on that property. Meanwhile, Allie still had 2 children at that property. So there's a lot of people that didn't understand what was truly going on around this house, may have said, listen to them. Oh, this child was abducted. But when you ask them specific questions, I was on the phone with Don several times and asked him very specific questions, such as, if somebody was going to abduct your child, how would it have been done? How would it have all been done? If you're going to allege that something happened, you have to have a preconceived notion of how it would have been done. And when there's no place, if anybody sees that road, Beach Creek Road, you have a sliver past the yellow line. There's no place to park. People are driving down that road at 60 and 65 miles an hour. You can't just park your car. Everything's turn and windy. A car will hit you. I can tell you, while we were out there standing and filming, we almost got hit. There's no place to park. Ben Hill Road, Stinton has the soup, can tell you. There's literally no place to park. So where would you have parked? Now, people have said the shed. Okay, so if you parked at the shed, everybody and their mother would have noticed a vehicle parked there. Nobody did. Nobody did. And then even if it was parked there, you're talking about scaling down almost a 90-degree side of a mountain or hill. I mean, it's a tall hill. It's not really, it's not high enough to be considered a mountain, so to speak, but it is part of the mountain. It is part of the holler. And you're talking about scaling down this almost 90-degree angle and having to drop 2 to 3 feet into a creek, maybe 4 feet, having to climb up the other side, having to walk, get yourself over there, having to walk to your vehicle, meanwhile, carrying a child you have just abducted, most likely at this point, kicking and screaming. So, again, how can that happen? How can that happen? And that road's busy. The road's busy. So, again, it just doesn't make any sense. It logically doesn't make any sense. And not only that, now you're adding the fact that there was 3 boys there, Grandis was there, Candace was there, and 21 dogs. We were across the street. There's an elevated cemetery literally directly across the street on Ben Hill Road and Beach Creek, right? So Ben Hill, you just go straight across, it goes up, and you have a cemetery right there. We were standing over there getting some video, some B-roll of the Wells property, and you could literally hear these dogs going crazy in the background. The dogs absolutely going crazy in the background. You could literally hear them, and we were across the street. So it to me just doesn't make sense. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's just keep going. Don't forget. Yeah, let's not forget. If you guys like this channel, please don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We do try very hard to keep to the facts. I do speculate in some cases, but I let you know. And I do provide my opinion, and I let you know. I let you know what's fact, I let you know what's fiction, and I let you know what's my opinion. And I hope that you guys do enjoy it. I hope you even if you don't agree with it, I do value your opinion. I do value your opinion. Yeah. The letter he wrote for Summer was so good. Jim Mullins, I don't know. I guess I'm missing that. I must have missed part of the conversation. I apologize about that. Yeah, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Please go out and like this particular live, if you will, if you like it, right? So I work with you know, we have a team. We're all independent of each other, but we do work very well and very tightly with one another. Olivia is one of those people. The Chronicles of Olivia, we met back at Brian Laundrie's house, absolutely fell in love with her. She's great people. She's been a great producer of content with us, and we really are appreciative of her and her work and her craft that she does. And she's just super sweet. There's just everything to like about her. Jonathan Lee Riches, you know, he is an investigative journalist, has been an investigative journalist for many years. For those people that know, you know, everybody talks about his past. We all have past. We all have past. Our past do not define us. Our past do not dictate our future. And while many people are petty enough to constantly be thinking that showing the same exact things over and over and over again, how many more times can you say that we're despicable people? Clearly, we're not despicable people, but there's a long line of people that think we are. So I hope they stay off this channel if they don't like me. I really do. Just go over to your drama channel and listen to all the garbage. All the untrue garbage, by the way. All the untrue garbage, by the way. So with that being said, you know, we are just trying to find out what's going on in the case with Summer Wells. You know, there's a lot of things going on. Some people know some more information than they are saying. Some people that have interjected themselves into that family and, you know, are closer than others, I truly believe have information. I'm hoping that they're not hiding, you know, or not providing law enforcement where they should be, because that could be construed as a problem, right? That could be construed as a problem. Don't mind my Keurig. It is like literally ancient, and it sounds like it is. So, but I need coffee, and I didn't brew fresh coffee this morning, so you guys get to hear. Don't worry, haters. I didn't put a Keurig on my wish list. Sorry. I try to keep it drama free, but I have to joke. You know, I mean, if you can't joke about the crap that goes on, what can you do, right? What can you do? It's just insane. It's insane. But I do appreciate everybody being here. Many of you guys know it has been. I'm going on little to no sleep, so if I'm a little wacky, don't mind me. You know, we didn't get off of the live last night until 11:30. You know, I was on the phone for about an hour after that, and then of course to wind down to start going to sleep, it was about 1 o'clock, 1:30 this morning, and then you know my alarm clock's going off at 5 o'clock. I have to say, I think I hit snooze like 5 times before I could get out of bed. And I felt so crabby this morning just because of the pure exhaustion. I couldn't come on live. I had to get a shower. I had to, you know, I had to just get myself up, get myself motivated. I didn't even do a thumbnail for this live. And many of you know I'm adamant about getting those thumbnails up as part of my lives. But I didn't want to distract too much, and I didn't want to wait too late to have this live. So I do appreciate you guys bearing with me this morning. And again, I've got other things going on Saturday and Sunday, so we will not be live until Monday, but we will make your Manic Monday happy. I wish they didn't have the copyright stuff. Otherwise, I'd play Manic Monday for us every Monday. But maybe I'll be able to do that and cut that portion out of the live later on. I didn't even realize that you could edit a live until recently. Somebody was accusing me of, you know, removing or editing lives. And then I realized you could actually tell that lives are edited because there's, you know, the red bar down at the bottom. It's actually, it breaks. So if you edit your live, you'll see a little break. It's not a straight red bar. You actually see the break where the live was cut. So you know, I did find that out. So it's interesting. I learn new things every day. But maybe I will do, as long as I can cut, you know, the copyrighted material out, we can still have fun. So still not quite sure how to do that yet. I have to play around with it, but maybe I'll learn it. I do pick it up. That's okay. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I hope you have your coffee, ZZ. Coffee is important for the coffee club. Good morning, everybody that's coming in. I really do appreciate your time in the morning. I really do. I know we talk about a lot. We have inferences. We went over, I didn't know who that gal was. People in the chat said her name is Penny. I do recall some other people saying that, we've heard Benny in the past talk about that Penny keeps them on track and this, that, and the other. So it sounds like they're buddy, and she was caught off guard with Candace, and she wanted to call to find out, teach her how to mod. And of course, we hear him saying "F this," and they thought she was getting into the cameras, and there's a lot of accusations being thrown around. And you know what's really telling in those accusations? Think about what the accusations were for. Getting into the cameras, getting into the property cameras. They think Benny set those up so he could get into the property cameras. Why are they so concerned about those cameras, Candace and Don, to the point that it deteriorates a relationship? It sounded to me, after I ran with that story last night, the interview that Benny didn't think I was going to come out with, it's kind of funny because I started hearing that he's kissing and making up with Candace, maybe because that was damaging to him, because he said himself, if law enforcement starts turning on Don and Candace, and it starts coming out where they may be responsible for the disappearance of their child, then he would be turning state's evidence, which I thought was awfully odd that he would use that terminology. He's also talking about that this is the strategy that he uses in past, child cases. This is the strategy he's going to use in future child cases where he gets close to the parents. I'm not sure intentionally interjecting yourself into the case in that way is really a smart thing to do. But, who knows? I don't want to, poo-poo on his, whatever works for him. Each person has their way of dealing with certain stuff. I personally refuse to sell my soul to the devil. There's no way. There's no way. I wouldn't do it for an interview. I wouldn't do it for anything. I just wouldn't do it. If I think you're guilty, we ain't breaking bread. Period. I'm not designed that way. I'm not designed to sit in front of your face and smile at you when I want to literally throw your butt in jail. Like I would never be a great interrogator, so to speak. I do good in asking questions and keeping my cool and keeping the conversation focused and keep it moving forward. I mean, that was exhibited there. Many of you saw me on an interview with Don Wells. I believe it was many months ago when I was on Marissa's channel. And it was all about just keeping that conversation going. And you'll find that about me. If I am I can keep that conversation going, but that's through the phone. That's over the phone. Me sitting down and having to act like you're my friend when I think you're guilty as hell, forget it. Forget it. I'm not equipped to do that. I'm not designed that way. Some people are. Some people are. Just not me. So it kind of sucks that that's his standard operating procedures. Mine's to get facts and to make sure I'm on the right side of the argument, because integrity is everything to me. Do I get it right all the time? No. Is it intentional? Of course not. I go based upon the information that I have when I make that opinion or that determination. And so I wish that everybody would just slow their roll and get all the facts before they do something like finance somebody that may have been responsible for the disappearance of their own child. I could not sleep at night. Literally would be in pure agony if I gave 1 cent to a person that could have been responsible for injuring a child. I literally would not be able to sleep at night. I will always err on the side of caution. Always. True Crime wants you to read her comment. Okay, sorry about that. Hold on. Let me find you, True Crime. I apologize. I didn't see you. Sometimes I go through this. Oh, she's passed. Yeah, I do pass comments. I pass a lot of comments. First of all, please don't take it personal. You see that there's 333 people in here. And secondly, I don't. I'm trying to find her comment. I don't see it. I really don't see it. I'm going up. So that's what True Crime Commentary is saying. Is Betsy. Basically, Benny was upset about BS with the PI. With the PI were feeding to Candace. So my question is, why are the PIs feeding Candace information that would upset him? Clearly, it's something that the PIs believe. I mean, private investigators are private investigators for a reason, right? I don't know who those private investigators are. I've never seen the private investigators. I've never heard of who they are. So to be honest with you, I'm hoping that's what your true crime community, I'm hoping that's the comment that you wanted me to read. If it's not, you might have to put it back in. Oh, sorry, True Crime Commentary. Sorry about that. Yeah, and that's it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Because it's not that I tried, and that's what I try to convey to everybody. There's 330 some people in here. This as you can see, this chat does conversate, and if many people watch me, they know when I'm talking, I'm looking at a camera. If you obviously have a true crime community, so the comments are over there on the side. And it's really hard to stay focused here and to be reading over there. So, my mods typically will tell me the time that I can go back and the name that I need to look for. So I apologize about that. It's not that I'm ignoring people in here at all. I try to get to the ones that I can. I try to talk about the ones that I can. If there is something important, there are super chats that can be used. It does bring the focus of me to that question, not to elicit money, but that's the reason why they're there, because this does get, I try to talk to everybody. Everybody knows, but when we have 100 people in here, it's a little different than when we have 300 or 400 people in here. So that's the only issue. I don't think whoever's saying that, I don't think that's true. I don't think Marissa would have a problem using her name in here. Believe that. She doesn't hide. So seems skipped on purpose. I don't know what you're talking about either. So in summer. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get to these. I will not throw all your questions up. I will let other my mods answer some of your questions. I will answer some of your questions, just at how we roll. Just because you post something in here with a question doesn't mean I will answer it, just so that we're clear. I don't want people getting their feelings hurt. I'm not ignoring you. It's just we're already at an hour and 25 minutes. If you've been at my come to my coffee club, we try to keep it around 2 hours, and we try to keep it light. So if there's rude comments or things like that, of course, I'm not going to respond to them, and nor will I put them up on the screen. So, and some of the dogs would have been warm and sleeping, as in winter they are more alert, in my opinion. Yeah. So, I mean, she was it was June when she disappeared. But I can tell you, those dogs, there's 21 of them. There's 21 of those dogs. So that were up on top of that mountain at the time that she disappeared. I mean, that's a massive amount of animals. And, the trees and the foliage, none of it makes sense. I think that's why law enforcement came out early on to tell everybody that there's no, possibility, or there's no evidence of an abduction, because there truly is no possibility for that to be the case. And if you're focusing on the case, you're not are focusing on the abduction when there was none. It's taking valuable resources at looking at the other two more probable options of her wandering off, and the foul play aspect. We all watched the little boy that disappeared a few counties over from where Summer went, and everybody converged on that. He was walking the dog. The dog came back without him. It was very cold. If many people realize it, I think it got down to like 33 or 30 degrees in Tennessee that night, and that boy wasn't found. You know, people were thinking even if he was lost, grave things were happening. You know, Summer, we were all thinking about, you know, kind of having our own PTSD moment related to Summer when we heard about this little boy disappearing. But the thing is that law enforcement is trained to find people in mountainous terrain, and they found this little boy within 24 hours. He was cold, he was hungry, but he was alive. And they didn't have near as many men out there looking for him. You got to remember, when Summer disappeared, they had 13 days of searching, over 1,000 rescuers out there on foot and in the air looking, and in the water looking for this baby. Okay. And they covered almost 5 miles, 5 square miles. There is no way, with them being on the ground that quickly, that child could have went for 5 miles. If she was out there and lost, they would have found her within those 13 days, dead or alive. Excuse me for saying that. You know, nobody wants to think about that, but that's the truth. So that's what's removed that real possibility of her just wandering off. If she wandered off, she would be on top of the ground, no matter what her condition is, and she would have been found by now. That's not the case. That brings you right back to the foul play. It's process of elimination. It's process of elimination, in my opinion. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And Unknown, you can have your own opinion. You can have your own opinion. You don't need to keep saying it over and over again, because that's called trolling. You can say it once and be done with it. It's being disrespectful, and what warrants you being booted from this channel. So I don't want you crying the blues saying that I don't take constructive criticism, and that I'm mean and I'm a bully because you want to have your statement, but you want to keep saying it over and over and over again, as if people can't pay attention to you. Nobody wants to pay attention to you. And if you think I speak out my butt, why are you here listening to it? Why would you waste your time? You know, I think it's a mental illness when people have nothing better to do than watch somebody they don't like. Think about that. You think I go to channels and watch people and troll people's channels? No, I don't have a mental problem. So move on with your day. It's Friday. You're going to have a wonderful weekend. So move on with your weekend, man. You know, move on with your weekend. Thank you, Mitzi, for becoming a member. We appreciate it. Let's see here. Exactly. That would be the test, you know, for all those people. But, you know, the majority of the people that believe that this scenario of the abduction hasn't even seen the property. They haven't even like, we went out there and videotaped it and put it in video format. And you still, even in the video, you couldn't see the angle. You couldn't see how steep the side of this huge hill / mountain, mini mountain. You couldn't see the steepness of it. And I kept telling everybody, like, even this video, we tried our best to get so people could see the angle and just see how improbable it was. And even in the video, you have to see their property in person in order to understand. So if you haven't taken the time to go out to look at their property, you know, quit calling other people liars that actually took the time to go out there and look. Because I promise you, once you go out there and you see what we saw, the light bulb will go off literally immediately. Even people that doubted us that have gone out there were like, I see what you're talking about. Seriously. Once you go out there, unless you have a narrative and a motive, some people do. Some people do. Okay, hold on. What's this? Again, what are you talking about? I'm talking into a camera. Who are you? And why do you feel like I owe you something? I'm not trying to be rude, but who the hell are you? And why do you think that I need to stop what I'm doing on here to speak with you? My God, how many things do we have here? I'll scroll up. Since you think you're that special, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, hold on. Let me take this. Maybe she'll explain. Yes. Hey. Oh, that explains it. Okay. So, all right, bye. All right, Penny, now that I know who you are, I don't know who you are. I've never heard of you before, and you've never been in my channel that I know of. And in true crime commentary, I didn't pull that video. That video was sent to me. The video was sent to me. So I had no idea what your channel's name is. So just to clarify before you get get all upset with me, I have no idea who you are. It doesn't say Penny on here. It says true crime commentary. I've never gone to your channel. That video of you was sent to me. It was already clipped. I didn't even know what your name was when I played it. People in my chat this morning told me that it was you. So now that we got that clear, quit assuming that I'm looking at my chat. I've already explained to you, I don't watch my chat. Now, if you would like to come up and talk, if you want to be respectful, I'm happy to have you up. But quit coming in here with an attitude. Take a deep breath. Relax. It'll all be okay. It'll all be okay. Let's see what we got here. All be okay. So I'm trying to get up here. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right. All right. Thanks. All right, Penny, I'm going to drop you a link. Now, again, this is just a conversation. I did not know who you were. I did not know what you were about. So don't think I'm trying to be mean. I just didn't know who you were. Okay. So I'm going to drop you a link. Please come on in. Happy to have a conversation. I just don't want it to be drama filled. I don't want it to be angry. This is, and if it is, I'm just going to kick you out. So let's just be nice, okay? See what you got to say. And again, I got nothing. I don't know who you are. I got nothing bad. Got nothing bad. Just breathe in, breathe out. And as soon as she comes in, guys, we will, give her the floor, let her have an opportunity to speak. Okay. Okay. Yeah. A few minutes. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. But just to let you guys know, I mean, and this is for future creators and stuff like that. I don't know who all these creators are, and I don't know who's who. When you come in here and you have your channel on and not your name, I'm none the wiser. You know, we have a lot of people. I mean, right now we have 354 people in this chat. I can't keep track of everybody. Trust me, I got a good memory, but it's not that good. It's just not. So we're going to give Penny a few minutes to, get ready, and she'll be on. And Penny, when you come back, just let me know. Now that I know who you are, I'll drop you a new link so you don't have to go up and try to find it again. And again, I want everyone in here to be respectful to me, to be respectful to her, to be respectful to the chat. But yeah, we're definitely happy to allow Penny the floor. I did play her video of what she was in. I am quite honestly, I think we are all curious as to what's going on here. We are all curious. So people in this chat, some people have a lot of nice things to say about you. I personally don't know you. Like I said, I complimented you on your eyes. I think you have beautiful eyes. But I am curious. I am curious. So Betsy, it sounds like you're not timed out. I guess there might be some misconception here. Is Emma here? Emma! Hi, Emma. I hope you're doing better. Are you out of the hospital yet? I'm curious. We have really been praying for you and pulling for you to get better and have a speedy recovery. So I'm really, really hoping this gorgeous Friday you are out of the hospital. Okay, guys, Penny is coming up. Let me go ahead and turn the floor over to her. Penny, if you don't mind, I just need to see your face before I bring you up on the panel. Perfect. Okay, you can, if you want to turn, thank you. So we're going to add Penny to the stream, and we're going to give her the floor to have her talk and whatnot. So let me bring her up now, guys. This is Penny, True Crime Commentary. And again, I apologize. I had no clue who you were. I really didn't. Penny, you're up. Penny, can you hear us? Penny. Hello, hello, hello.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're live. You're live. You're up. Guys, give her just a second. I think she's having some technical difficulties. Oh, she is. Okay, so let me remove. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sorry, I'm driving. I just dropped the kids off at school and I was going through a wooded area, so
you are now live, everybody. Penny with let's see, True Crime Commentary. And again, if you didn't hear me before, I just wanted to apologize. I had no clue who you were.
Hold on, I'm almost home. Let me connect to my Wi-Fi and it should be okay. Hold on.
Okay. So guys, we're just going to give Penny just a few moments to get situated, and then we will get her going here. So what I'm going to do, Penny, is I'm just going to let you have the floor so you can speak freely.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know if there's a lag or anything. Can we just do a little test back and forth?
Sure. So I'm talking now. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. It doesn't sound like if there is any lag, it doesn't sound like there's much.
All right, cool. Yeah, so basically I just wanted to let you know. I mean, I didn't watch the whole first part of your stream.
Mm-hmm.
I was alerted that you were playing the thing.
Yeah, and I just want to let you know that was where the confusion came in, because I didn't go to your channel and pull that off. That was actually sent to me, so I had no idea what the name of your channel was. I didn't even know what your name was. People in my chat earlier this morning let me know that it was Penny, and I had heard your name once before, or a couple times before, but I didn't know you had the channel. So it's nice to meet you. And I'm not a bad person, but I'm just going to give you the floor. I did run with it. So, I know you probably want to come up here and explain some things. So I'm just going to let you say whatever you'd like to say. It sounds like we're both going to be respectful here. So I don't have my problem just letting you go.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I'm not really, unless there's a problem between me and somebody else, like I won't be rude, but um, so really I just wanted to make it very clear that he wasn't on speakerphone. Like I would not do that. And I had no idea that whenever he answered the phone, he was going to be upset. I have a Z Fold, and whenever it's open, it comes like the sound comes through a larger speaker.
Gotcha.
And so that's basically, I mean, it I didn't know that they could hear because it wasn't on speaker.
I could honestly say but I have bad hearing, so I'm deaf in one ear. I could only hear the very beginning. I could hear his voice, but I couldn't make out the words he was saying after the initial, F, well, the very beginning. And
Yeah.
so I knew something was going on. And then you're like, I told you, for all those that are on there, that I told you. And if you would like to elaborate on what he told you, you can. If you want to keep that confidential, I don't have any hard feelings over that or make judgment or whatever. I understand confidential phone calls. Everybody makes mistakes by accidentally calling somebody and not realizing a situation has changed.
Yeah,
So-
and I did think that he knew I was live, so I wasn't even supposed to have been live. That I was setting up a backstage panel for notes, for recorded notes.
Mhm.
And like how you can have the option to pre-record and stuff.
Yep.
Well, I didn't set it for private, and before I knew it, Benny sent me a screenshot of the chat, that the chat, like there was an active chat on my channel. And I was like, what the hell? And so I was like, well, I'm gonna have to go on there and tell everybody I didn't mean to go live. But so I did think that he knew that I was live. But and then so you said you could hear him really good in the beginning.
The
That's because
beginning, but then I couldn't hear him. You had some
Right.
background noise going on, some
No,
shuffling.
it's just because I closed my phone. So whenever my Z Fold is open, it's louder, and then whenever you close it to like look like a regular phone, it uses a smaller speaker. So that's why. But no, I don't really want to. Oh, I'm not. I would love.
No, and I respect that. I respect that. That's why I gave you the option. Of course, people are going to speculate what may have been said. I'm not going to speculate. I just, I have my own. I've been in opposition of the Wells for some time. I'm sure you know, and so I really, my mind's made up about pretty much what happened. I really don't need personally to know what those conversations were. I don't. You have a duty to privacy, and I want to respect that, and I want people in the chat to also respect that. So, with that being said,
yeah, well, thank you. It's not, yeah, like I would love for everything to always be public and stuff like that, but I mean, not necessarily everything is always helpful, and
Yeah.
not necessarily everything is always relevant. And in this situation, I don't think that what he was talking about is even relevant to Summer per se.
Right.
So, and it's just, and I cut that out of the live because that conversation, he was talking to me as if
And
he
not
was
only that,
talking
he's
to
your friend,
me.
and I just want to let everybody here know that us as creators understand that we have to protect certain things. In me being on the opposite end of that, I mean, I still respect the fact that that has to happen because there are things, just as you say, that are irrelevant. That will not make things better or be helpful. And when we're dealing with a missing 6-year-old child, there are some things that people have a duty to remain private. And, I don't mind trying to dig a little bit and go out there, in what I do. But again, if I accidentally had a conversation aired, in the public domain and I wanted to keep that private, I completely understand and respect that. I just want to let you know I'm not going to speculate on what that was. I'm sorry, to be honest with you, I'm sorry it happened, because it does cause
Yeah.
problems. It causes major problems in and of
Yeah.
itself, and you never want to cause problems like that, but especially between confidants and friends and things like that. So
Yeah, I don't think for a second he ever thought he was on speaker. I mean, he asked me, he was like, "Are you live?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am, because, whatever, whatever." And then he was like, "Oh, can they hear me?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah.
Because he was never on speaker. It was just loud at one point. But and I don't think that he had any reason to doubt that, even though you could clearly hear him. I mean, I don't think that he would think that I'm lying to him. So
getting off the phone call conversation, you're on here. Let me ask you this. I'm not sure what your viewpoints are on, Candace and Don, and I'm not going to ask you, but I do want to ask you what you thought about because I know I cut it off when Benny came on to talk about the interview with WJHL. So, maybe you can tell me what your thoughts are about Grandis's interview with WJHL.
Personally, I didn't take great comfort in it. I mean, I know it's like it's split right down the community, I think. But me personally, I did not take comfort in anything that she said. To me, that really kind of showed me that they're kind of divided. And it's kind of like us versus them now, or us versus him, and him versus us. Like, we're not speaking for him, he shouldn't speak for us. So that was a little off-putting. But and then just the whole situation where now just the mere fact that she's just now starting to say something was a little bit bothering this whole time. But now there's,
because Brandis has not come out. She has not spoken out about this. She has not told her side of the story. And some of the things that she did say didn't align with what was previously told.
Yeah. That's why I didn't take any comfort in it. Like, I mean, it's too little too late with a little bit, changed of a storyline. And it's like, it wasn't helpful, in my opinion, at all. So.
Right. And how did you feel? Like, we see Candace on lives, and of course, this is not a Candace bashing moment. I can do that all by myself, so I'm not looking for any bashing or anything like that. But this is just purely just an opinion question. How do you feel about Candace being on her own YouTubes, but then whenever Ronnie Lawson basically says that she's not cooperating and is lawyered up, and then she turns around and gives a written statement to WJHL instead of going on the record. I mean, I would have rather her not done anything. Just keep her mouth shut. I mean, that's really how, from the legal background, that's going to always be my advice. Just shut up. Just shut up. Don't say anything. Just ignore it. Just shut up. But whenever you do respond, especially having a new YouTube channel, and then your response is, I'm going to have my mother go out and talk, and I'm going to write a written statement. How does that, what are your thoughts? I mean, if you don't want to comment, that's fine too. But what are your thoughts about that aspect of it? I thought that was a little odd.
Well, as far as her being on YouTube, I feel like, especially with Dawn not there, it's probably a little more lonely than it has been in the previous months. And she comes to the place where everybody is talking about her child. And, I don't find that too strange. She wants to be a part of it, and that's fine. It hit me weird that you want to be on YouTube and everybody's talking about your kid, but you not do an interview with the news talking about whether or not you have a lawyer for your kid. And then I also think that there might be some sort of confusion on what type of lawyer they have and for what, or who has what. I don't even know if she's fully aware. Dawn could have told her one thing, and who even knows? I don't even know if she completely understands what lawyer is for which. So I don't know.
But somebody's obviously, because I don't, I'm not a Ronnie Lawson fan. I can be honest with you about that. I'm really not. And but I do believe him when he says that they haven't cooperated and they've lawyered up. I mean, I don't see why the sheriff that never says anything to the public, that would be the first thing he says to the public when he does decide to address the public.
I see, and I kind of I'm of the mindset that if I don't really like him or he rubs me the wrong way, then I'm going to apply that throughout. I'm not going to take something that he did or didn't say back then and then, feel like he's being truthful now or being transparent now. I feel like maybe what he said and how he said it might have been a little bit of strategy on his part. I don't necessarily think that. I mean, I'm not a fan of him
Right,
either,
right. Yeah,
so.
it's all up for speculation for both sides of the argument. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. So, Penny, is there anything else you'd like to say? You've got the floor, and I really do appreciate you coming on. You seem like a very nice gal. I got to tell you, I love your eyes. I think your eyes are beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much.
I mean,
Thank you.
I'm not saying that in a weird, wicked, girly
No.
way. I mean, seriously, I saw your eyes. I thought your eyes were beautiful. I think you have beautiful eyes. The color of them, everything.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. No, I mean, I just encourage people that if there's ever a question about somebody or something, it's just so much easier to address it with each other offline, because I feel like when you get on a platform situation with hundreds to thousands in chat, you're not appealing to anybody's sensibilities. Then you're mostly just talking to each other's ego.
Mhm.
And I just feel like a lot more can be done if you talk to each other off of a public platform without an audience. And because those who can't put their ego aside would never be able to have a productive conversation when thousands of people are watching them, because they're always going to try to one up you. But yeah, so I mean, I just encourage people to reach out to each other. I think that a lot can be
Together.
accomplished.
If we all have, and I try to say this, if we all have the common goal, and summer truly is the common goal, clearly that there's stuff we can work through. I mean, I've been butchered and slaughtered in some respects, and it's like, at the end of the day, I am an acquired taste, and I know that about myself. And but at the end of the day, I am truly seeking justice for Summer, and I think a lot of creators are the same. How we get to that common goal is what's causing a lot of friction. But I think you're absolutely right. If we can just try to, bring the tone down a little bit and work together, even we can always agree to disagree and keep moving in our directions, as long as the direction is the right direction.
Would you agree that being somebody with a platform and somebody that people come to listen to, you're probably going to be a target at one point or another of some sort of I don't know, contention, I guess, a problem. And you can only take so much before you respond to all of the negative issues. I do see somebody in your chat saying she seems nice, Bullhorn Betty, but she's not. I think that we all have a point where you kind of get tired of listening to all the negativity about yourself. And sooner or later, that's going to come out and you will address it. And I don't know if you use profanity on your platform. Okay, well,
I have a cuss jar, so it's starting to cost me some money to cuss. So I'm starting to train a little more.
I'll cash app you some money for this, but I could really give zero fucks what anybody thinks about me. Really. But whenever, it's time after time after time, if somebody wants to, try to run your name through the mud, you're eventually going to respond. And it's not going to be like a conversation like this. You're pretty much going to tell them they can go fuck themselves. So
well, the good news is I didn't know you until today. It's nice to meet you. So you've done nothing to me. And I can tell you, with everything I have personally gone through on YouTube, I believe very little of what I hear about people. Like, even, for example, Ernie Shell, I had no idea who he was, but I didn't believe what they said. But then he got arrested for the intoxication thing. So I had to unsub him, because now we have something. Now, if he's cleared of all that, that's a different story, but It's just that, I'm a recovering addict, and I'm happy to help him if he needs help. But, I don't believe everything. And I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. But once I'm burnt once, I really protect myself from being burnt twice.
And I'm the same way. Like you could tell me all day long that somebody's a bad person. However, I'm gonna need to see that for myself.
Yeah.
And
Well, I appreciate that.
and
Likewise.
once I see it, then it's just like, then I feel confident in forming my own opinion. But
Absolutely.
I'm never gonna listen to what somebody else says just because they had a bad experience with you, or just simply because they don't like you. Like that's happened to me quite a few times where somebody was like, "Oh, don't like this person," and I'm like, "But why?"
Yeah,
Like,
we're not in high school. Like, people need to realize this is
yeah,
we're adults. We need to start acting like it at some point.
yeah.
Penny, I appreciate it. You're a breath of fresh air. So thank you so much. And, happy to, have you on anytime. And just want to send you that olive branch that, I have no issues with you. I didn't know who you were. I wasn't trying to be rude. I just didn't, you got to, and just like you, I get attacked so much, you never know who's friend and foe. So,
Right.
but I appreciate you being here. So thank you so much. I want you to have an amazing Friday and an amazing weekend.
Oh, thank you so much, and you do the same.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. So, guys, I'm sorry. She sounds like a great person. She sounds like a great person. So, and not only that, but she came up here, and spoke, and she, definitely, and I respect the fact that she doesn't want to have those conversations. And, if the shoe was on the other foot, and, a hot mic moment, and it was a private, I wouldn't want to, have those conversations either. So, and nor would I want to elaborate. And so I respect her for that. I respect her for that. And I respect her that she respects her friendship, with Benny enough to, not want to elaborate too. I mean, that shows, whether you like Benny or not, it's still not that. It's still the integrity and the character that comes along with the friendship, whether you agree with the person she's friends with or not. And so that is respectable and commendable. That shows who she is as a person, her character, and her integrity. And I absolutely, without a doubt, respect the heck out of somebody that does that, and that does address things, and does not mind saying, that's private, and I want to keep that private. And again, whether you agree with the conversation or curious about the conversation, it has nothing to do with that. It's the character and the integrity of the person that wants to, have that privacy, and that's their privacy to have. So we always want to be respectful of that. And remember, if people are like, "Well, you want to know this about Candace?" Candace is she's got a missing 5-year-old child. There's a big difference there. I don't want to start making leaps like that. Some people will. I don't want to do that. I appreciate Penny. Penny, thank you so much for coming up. And again, I do respect your privacy. I think it's you have great integrity and great character. Not only to come up here and address some things, but also say, hey, that's a private conversation, and I have a right. And you do, and I respect that. So with that all set aside, guys, we are at the top of 2 hours. It has been an amazing Friday. I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming to the coffee club. It has been an amazing experience this Friday. I want you guys to go out and have an amazing weekend. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do no matter where you are in this country. Here in Florida, it's beautiful. I will be out doing things. That's why I'm not going to be able to hang out with you guys this weekend. It kind of sucks a little bit, but we will see you guys on Monday. I'll be happy to tell you everything that I did over the weekend and all the fun I had. And, with us talking about some real cases such as the Cal City Boys and Summer Wells, hold your children a little tighter. Call that friend that you haven't spoken to in a while. Call that family member you have not seen in a while. Let them know you care. And if nobody told you that they love you today, I love you. And I want you to know that you are loved by somebody. Guys, make it a great day. And God bless each and every one of you beautiful people. You are amazing. And just enjoy. Just enjoy. I hope we've helped make your Friday just a little bit better. God bless.